Gobble, gobble, gobble. Welcome to this pre-Thanksgiving version of the Bullhorn. Howard, how you doing? Let's talk some turkey, or maybe not turkey. HP, pretty good performance for the company in its first earnings report in the Leo Apotheker era. What are people talking about in the stream with HP's performance in their earnings?
I think they're just talking about the guy's name. It's a very difficult name to pronounce, and you can slide a lot of fake numbers behind a name like that. They're benefiting from a weak dollar. The market is, everybody's upgrading. HP is, the big brand other than Dell in the PC side of the business and the printer side. So, business is okay. Doesn't excite me.
Yeah, I didn't think it would because it is kind of, stodgy old tech, and there's nothing wrong with that, but not exactly a great momentum play. Moving on to something that is actually a momentum play. There are a lot of small, mid-cap biotechs and pharma companies that are really roaring lately.
Just a lot of little names. Here's what happens. First of all, you got this emerging markets, people getting taste of wealth. We've talked about it. They want to live longer. Money flows in institutions along that theory into small biotech. If you want to have exposure to the biotech index, the first ticker you can pull out is IBB. I really just don't recommend these for the average investor.
Nah, that's a good point. An ETF probably does make a lot more sense because, be honest, you probably really need a medical degree to understand a lot what's going on with these companies. It's not as easy as just knowing how to read a financial statement and a balance sheet. Let's move on and wrap up today's show with a couple of just quick hits on some stocks in the news. Netflix, what more can you say about it? When's it ever going to go down?
It will go down when an analyst, I said yesterday, puts a $1,000 price target on it.
The old Qualcomm, yes.
I mean, let's face it, with Netflix, they're bigger than Ireland right now. They can lower price and entice people to switch to higher price products if they still want to go old school, which is DVD delivery. And on the lower price, they're going to bring a whole new slew of people online, and their marketing costs are going to drop significantly if they don't have to ship DVDs everywhere. So again, companies in the sweet spot. The poor man's play is Coinstar,
exactly.
CSTR, which I own, which is just a different way to play it. It's the bricks and mortar way of play of Netflix.
Right.
But again, these two companies executing flawlessly, and they're being rewarded for it right now.
No,
it won't always be this way.
Of course not. I'm guessing Coinstar not bigger than Ireland, but maybe bigger than, Luxembourg. But let's move on to another hot stock, Green Mountain Coffee. You got to love when an earnings restatement gets people excited. Is this just a classic short squeeze and, desperation move on the part of shorts having to throw in the towel because the news wasn't as awful as they thought it might be?
You want to look at the whole industry. Coffee is a drug.
Yep.
Coffee's prices are going up. They're being passed on to the consumer. Green Mountain is the very lightweight, low-price consumer brand distributed at Walmart. They have been a volatile stock near all-time highs, not a stock that I own, but again, it's a brand that many middle-class poor Americans are familiar with by shopping at Walmart. A great brand. They've done a great job sneaking up on everybody else.
And Howard, to wrap up, fitting as we approach Thanksgiving and Black Friday, a retailer making a lot of news, J.Crew getting bought out, taken private by Mickey Drexler and some private equity firms. Do you think other retailers might be, good LBO targets as well?
Yeah, I got to do a little work. The stream is positive about this. Obviously, you go now hunt other retailers with great real estate, which with CEOs that think their brands are undervalued. I think what they're doing here is obviously they're able to go get money at a very cheap rate, and they feel their stock is undervalued. I think this is a great win for the shareholders when, the market's up 80% from its lows over the last 2 years. I don't think J.Crew shareholders should be upset.
Right, definitely not. Just one word of caution, obviously, though. Anytime you're trying to play the takeover game, you've got to be careful because if you're only buying any company just because you think it might get bought out, if it doesn't get bought out, then guess what? You are the proverbial turkey getting stuffed, if you will.